Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review American Dreamer. And this is a new comedy from director Paul Decter and from screenwriters Christopher Weiner and Theodore Melfi. And this focuses on Dr. Phil Leader, played by Peter Dinklage, who he's a dreamer. He has dreams of like these big homes and doing something special with his life, and he winds up finding himself in this awkward situation living within the home of an older, wealthier woman played by Shirley MacLaine, and their dynamic as he's trying to get this house out from under her, and things get complicated, especially when Phil gets involved with a student, and you have Dell, his realtor, played by Matt Dillon, maybe not doing the best to support his client. And this film, I think, has an interesting little cast to it. It's not the most relatable kind of film. I feel like Phil is not exactly a character that a lot of us can really connect with. But what allows us to get connected and empathize with Phil is because of Peter Dinklage. He just has such a specific way of bringing something out of a character where you're like, you know what? I have no idea what it's like being this highfalutin professor who has these big ideas for a big home for himself. But you know what? Something about Peter Dinklage just makes me connect with him, and I'm like, you know what? I feel bad for this guy. And I think Shirley MacLaine still going out there and performing in the way that she is. After I just rewatched The Apartment, where she absolutely kills it, one of her most iconic roles, I think she's still doing a fine job, and she has some good chemistry with Peter Dinklage. Throw in the likes of Matt Dillon and Danny Pudi, and even Danny Glover have some small supporting roles where I think they do a fine job. It's nice to see Michelle Maylett from Letterkenny coming in here, Katie yourself, playing the student that Dinklage has some kind of relationship with. I feel like there's some beats in here where it's like, yeah, I kind of see where this is going, but there's some other ways that this story kind of keeps you on your toes, and you're not exactly sure how this is all going to shake out for Phil, but you get behind him. There's some good humor. I think Peter Dinklage is very charismatic. I think you have some other actors that are very charismatic as well. There's some elements where you're just like sitting there feeling like, why'd you do that? And you're involved enough to get past maybe some of the logic holes or some of the conveniences to keep some of this drama and tension going. But, it's a bit messy. It's trying to do a lot. It has a lot of different little subplots going on. But when it really comes together, it has a good sense of humor about it. It has a really charismatic cast. And it's interesting in the way that it tries to tackle some of these bigger ideas about being a dreamer. And that, I think, is the most relatable thing, because we all have our aspirations and things that we hope that we could do. And this film captures those things and does a really fine job along the way. This isn't the strongest of films. It's not the most perfect of films. But I think this cast and their chemistry really bring a lot out of it and make this an enjoyable time with a little couple things thrown in there that'll get you thinking. But those are my thoughts on American Dreamer. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.